Posse, and today we are going to be doing a live reaction to the EA Sports NCAA Football 25 trailer. I had to put all that in there just as a disclaimer. It's still an EA Sports game. So if we have
That's
any, if we,
crazy.
you know what I mean,
That's
just in
crazy.
case, just to prime myself in case I see some stuff I don't like. Jacob, you are in control of everything on the technical side, so I'm gonna let you pull up the trailer. And when you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and react to it.
Okay. I didn't like the shade that you threw at EA right there for a second. Granted, I have been let down myself by EA before, but bro,
I'm just
this
saying,
is
I'm
my
tempering my
thing.
expectations. I'm very excited, but I'm trying to
They
keep
know
myself
they
safe.
know what this has to be. And I'm not expecting I'm ready for this game to disappoint me. I'm so ready for this game to upset me. But at the same time, I truly believe that like they they have too much on the line. Because honestly, they don't know if they're going to be able to do this again in a year.
Yeah,
They don't know if they're going to be able to do this again next year. It's like this is all like this isn't as guaranteed as Madden.
yeah.
And then you know that you're bringing back something that we really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they can't really mess around and like we can just drop whatever for the money purposes right now because this can really make you lose a huge fan base. You
Oh
can
yeah.
lose a lot of consumer value right now if you don't just actually take your time and do this game the way you can. I'm not expecting a perfect game. I'm still expecting a game that's going to have its glitches, going to have its problems here, its problems there. They're going to make updates. I get that. I'm not expecting that, but I just want you to just listen to what we've been asking you to fix in Madden. Fix it for the NCAA, what it looks like for NCAA, and then let us go from there. Let us
Mm-hmm.
all just figure it out from that point. Make everything make sense. Don't try to go too animation heavy. Don't throw in a bunch of X factors and stuff like that. Let us play football. Let us play college football and crank up the band. I want to see the crowd swag surfing on third down, bro, and I want it to get loud. I want you to have to call a timeout, bro. I want it to actually matter. Like I like it because it used to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like it used to matter. I want you to still make it matter. I want you to make this game so good that now I buy Madden because I want to upload my player. I want to do 4 seasons and then be like, dang, I don't want to let go of this guy. So now I buy Madden just because I used to be able to upload it. And now I want to upload it again. That's what I want from this game.
We gotta see.
But
You are more optimistic than I am. As everyone knows, everyone who watches me on stream, I'm just never too
never
high
mind.
on on what I think companies and big corporations stuff like that will do, especially the properties like these. I'm already just a little hesitant because of some of the Ultimate Team and some of like additional monetization. Granted, that's in everything, it's in Madden, it's in all their other games, but a lot has changed with EA and with the gaming industry in general since the last time one of these came out. I don't want to be Mr. Party Pooper and be like capitalism is gonna make this game bad, but there's just a lot that has changed since we got our last NCAA game again
Yeah.
across the gaming industry and in EA. And I'm interested to see what parts of that, good and bad, make their way into this kind of game. So that's all. Like I'm tempering my expectations. I'm very excited to see it. I'm going to get it regardless. I guess I should say, but it's just you know what I mean. Like it's rare that we see something like this, like something this important and pivotal and kind of open ended, go on a long hiatus and then come back. And so much about the industry has kind of changed, and you're left wondering, again, what's
Yeah.
gonna be in here that wasn't in there the last time that EA has started doing? What's gonna be in there that is just because there's stuff that we see that's
Yeah.
common across sports games now that like wasn't on any like Ultimate Team. Every sports game has an Ultimate Team type thing, and we that wasn't as big of a thing, that wasn't as lucrative, that wasn't as force of a thing, not just in EA games, but in sports in general. MLB The Show
Well,
has it, so that's I'm interested to see where
they
that's going to
they
interact.
did say that that was going to be a thing, and so that
Yeah,
actually kind of now that
that's
kind
like
of
that makes me a little nervous. Like that's what I'm just saying. Like I
but
wonder like
maybe
what
that might just be like true like legends, like
it probably is,
like
but you know what I
now
mean.
you got a Reggie Bush card, like a Matt Liner card,
Yeah, no, no,
because
yeah,
nobody
yeah,
you're not looking for a Matt Liner card in
man.
freaking in Madden, like
Yeah,
but NCAA like it's relevant. You're like I want to. I feel like there's so many options Like they could actually like it could easily be like Diamond Dynasty where there's so many different combinations and things that you can do that it's not too cheesy. Because like in Madden, everybody wants a right-handed Michael Vick card, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there are just so many like you could like I want a Pat White card, you know. Like I would love that. Like for real, Pat White was a dog. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's just, I mean, like I said, the options I feel like they could go endless with that. I hope they don't focus too much on that, but like they could.
That's what I'm scared of because that has been
that's the thing for a minute.
We kind of see, like where Madden has started to fold in on itself. They've gone so heavy on that, and they've just kind of even some like the X Factor and then the player specific changes that they've made have ultimately been a way to serve Ultimate Team. Like, oh, you play with this player in your franchise as X Factor, you're going to want to get that, on your Ultimate Team as well. So it could be very good. I hope it is, but that's just where I'm at. I'm a little nervous on what purpose it'll ultimately serve. Because we know for a fact it's going to be. It's like I'm wondering if there's going to be microtransactions. They can call an Ultimate Team. They could dress it up how they want, but we know that's what they want. That's how these games remain mostly profitable. But again, that is a mode that you don't necessarily have to play. So I don't think it being in the game is going to upset me. You know what I mean? Because I'd never play Diamond Dynasty.
You can just ignore it again.
You don't have to play it, to be fair. But again, the problem just comes when that becomes what they focus on a lot of. Next, they invest and like divert a lot of resources and a lot of manpower and a lot of focus into, and then we just get a Madden, we just get Madden 25, but Miami, Ohio is in it this time. You know what I mean? So it's like that.
Yeah.
But again, not being negative on it, that's just
man, that hurt me.
That was my.
We got Madden 25, but it's just Miami, Ohio's in it. Oh man.
That was my little EA dig because I just but we'll watch this trailer. We don't know. We're here to react to this one.
Real quick. Yeah. What's going to be your first rebuild? What fan base are you taking to start them first?
That's a good question.
Because you already know it's all about Louisiana, baby. Louisiana University. The Louisiana.
Let's see.
Actually, the
Florida
University.
State. I will atone for some sins that you have suffered.
Florida. Oh, you're gonna pull Florida State to the glory days.
I'm gonna make it happen for real this time. There's a lot of people who've been going over there to coach and call plays and try to make it happen, and they're kind of just pretending. I'm gonna do it.
So yeah, man, let's watch this thing. Let's figure it out.
Do it.
It is here. You can take all that, just another game stuff, and throw it out.
Not Welcome to the Jungle. They're trying to trick me. They're playing my song. They're trying to trick me.
It's making me remember. It's
not the
me remember.
No.
Was that Malibu? No, wait a second. Hold on.
No.
Come on. Come, baby.
Bro, I'm still sucking the bull. The bull is
crazy.
This is what
we're looking for.
Oh shit. Grant.
Not the front flip's crazy. 1 foot. That's all you need in college. Don't forget. Y'all be forgetting. You only need one. Very, very clear. Right there. So don't forget the rules. Love the game. Don't forget the rules.
Spinning into a sack.
The lights are bright. What will Milrose do? What's he gonna do?
Oh, he threw it some on the other team. The likely thing for him to do.
Hard.
I gotta get my hate off. I saw him throw at somebody on a different team, and damn,
I ain't gonna
we
lie.
didn't really. Oh, the bundle with Madden. Maybe they're gonna do what you were talking about. Yeah, this definitely seems like it's gonna bring back. You play your seasons as your created character, and you can just roll right into Madden. If they don't do that, they're just like leaving money. If they like announce that, I haven't. I know there's the guide out with all this stuff. And I'm never going to react to more, but just seeing that part at the end about the MVP bundle, if they can like put out an announcement like, "Hey, finish your college career, you can roll right into Madden," that MVP bundle is doing numbers. That MVP bundle will sell.
It's gonna, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, what did they say the price? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think they listed it on there. I know I've seen a price of it floating around some other place. I haven't paid the most attention to it. I think it's like 150, which like
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you're saving a
two
little
games.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're getting 2 games.
But you're
Even if
getting the deluxe edition of both of those games.
yeah, and so it's like
So
you are saving a little. It's averaging
at
out to only
least
being
at least
$10 more.
$50.
Yeah, it's like $10 more. $10 is not what you spend, or $10 more is not what you spend on the deluxe edition of a game like that. So, yeah, I mean to get that for $150, no, you spend like extra $5 per game. Yeah, the MVP bundle might be it, and I'm sure it comes with a whole bunch of other stuff too for both games. That might be it.
Yeah.
But
So,
enough about the bundle. Let's talk about what we just actually watched. You seem a bit more giddy
oh
than
my
I
God,
was,
you just
so
don't get it,
I'll let
dude.
you take it. I couldn't
Oh,
see your
okay.
feet, but I know they were kicking. I know your feet were
Oh, they're
kicking like a
kicking
kid
the
eating candy or something.
God. Oh, dude. Okay, so this is my thing. And so again, I am disclaimer because I am ready for this game to let me down. Just again, I am ready for it. And I know what's going to happen. So as long as I go in with that clear mindset of I know what this is going to do to myself and my all right. So with that being said, this is everything that I want. Personally, me, Jacob Jones. I love this is what I like about college football. I like the fact that it is so many different cultures and everyone does it different. So
Mhm.
last year was the first year I started venturing out and like I mean I went to an Ole Miss game, but was paying attention to the game day. Like I wasn't in college. I wasn't just going and drinking. Like I'm experiencing college game day. Like
Mhm.
I am experiencing everything Ole Miss does. I against Ole Miss versus LSU. Like that's the game. If you're gonna go to one, and I'm experiencing everything around it. I went to Mississippi State, saw how their intro, all of their stuff, Death
It
Valley.
was worse, huh? You don't have to
Like,
answer me.
I was going and enjoying all of these different game day environments. And I'm just like, bro, this is like, and it made me want to just start going to different, like one of like all of the different colleges that have like really good game day experiences and like just go
Uh-huh.
for my new thing. And that the video is doing exactly what I thought that they wanted to do. We want to go through and give you the most that we can give you that are because at the end of the day, the gameplay is going to be the gameplay. We were never upset about the way it looks. We were never really because Madden don't look bad. We're mad about all the animations and all the stuff that like is
Yeah.
a so if you really just take that part out, because NCAA football was just really us playing the game, and like if you missed, you missed. Like ain't no X factor saving you, bro.
Mhm.
If you're not in good coverage, bro, you're not stopping the like. It's just it was a you were just better than whoever. It's like
Yeah.
that's how it was. You couldn't really cheese too many things. Like you had to be able to play the football game,
Mhm.
and if they could just take all of that and just make it as simple as possible, but give us that's where I want my animations. That's where I want my diversity and stuff that I can't control and doesn't really matter. Like
Mhm.
I can press X and skip all of that, all the fireworks and stuff in the beginning. But no, I personally want to see the helicopters go over. That's where I want the individuality for each team and each different thing. I don't want it to be on the quarterback that now can throw sidearmed with 100% accuracy every time he gets hot. Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't. It's not what I'm looking for.
Right.
The stuff that I want to separate each colleges is in that, and that's what they were showing a lot of the USC the wars,
Trojan.
the Trojan sticking the stabbing the thing in the middle of the court. I mean, middle of the field. Like, I'm looking. That's what I want Air Force. I want Army and Navy's game to be lit, bro. I want them to be like, we fight for the country, but like we banging right here on the field. Like that's how it is. Like that LSU. I want the fans to storm the field. If the game has enough momentum and hype, bro, that's what I want to do. I want that's it right there. I want the game to be able. If I was to take my Louisiana Raging Cajuns to the top. Well, actually, I guess it would still be in the playoffs. So, like, if we're in the playoffs, because that's the only way we'd get a home game, and we win in the first round against Bama or somebody, bro, I want the fans to storm the field for that game because they understand how big that game is. I don't want them to storm the field for a regular pegular. We beat Appalachian State, for the Sun Belt title. No, I want games and momentums because you know how it used to be like you just did an instant classic. You just did one of the top 3 games. If you can tell me that in 14, you can tell the game like, hey, animation, load it up. The game's over. This doesn't affect anything. Storm the field. You see what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I'm looking for. And I feel like in that video, it showed so much of non-gameplay because that's not really what I want you to fix. I want you to take out the animations and leave gameplay alone, really, and give me my individuality with these different places. Like you said, you're sending somebody to each school to figure this stuff out. Well, did you actually take your time and really do it? Like that's why we didn't get it last year, right? Because you said, no, we want to go through and we want to see a whole entire season. So, okay, we gave it to you. We've been patient. We've been waiting until what have you been cooking up? What did you learn about each school that makes it a little different? Right. Am I going to go to Penn State and then are they going to just go crazy with Mo Bamba? That's what we're looking for. I want to hear it. I want to see it on whiteout night at Penn State, man. I want it to get so loud that they just got to call timeout, bro, because the fans are going crazy because it's the first game of the season, man. Whiteout. You know what I'm saying, Kris?
Yeah, no, and I'm a lot like you. Like that one, the trailer that we saw didn't feature a lot of like real gameplay or like a lot of pre-rendered regular stuff. I mean, the game will probably still look like that, you know what I mean? And that's good. It's like you said, the problem has never really been, especially not lately, the problems aren't the graphics, it is the performance of the things in the graphics. But I mean, from what we just got in there, it did sell me on the idea that they understand like the fanfare and the hype, not just of this game coming back, but of college football in general. I never thought that they didn't understand that in any of the previous games, but now it feels like they really, you know, like they didn't just, it's like you said, they took an extra year to go everywhere and get a sense of the environments are everywhere. And just that alone gives me the sense that the one thing that I don't think we'll be able to complain about, we're not going to be like, they don't understand, you know, they don't understand how we feel about this. I think that showed me that they completely know how to capture just the emotions and just the hype and the momentum. I would love to, again, I wish I would have looked at some of the notes here that I have on the future, but a real momentum kind of system like that you're saying to allow you to storm the field or for the game to just understand that moments are different. That's one of those things where like the gaming industry has changed since the last one. There is technology that like can just live survey, you know, the standings relative to how the game is going and determine, you know, is this a scenario like it could, you know, it obviously would be a numerical scale that they put into the algorithm of the game, but I feel like it could have something like, okay, if these factors combine to get like an 80 and above, then if the home team wins, right, then we should have them storm the field. And I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some kind of thing in there. Maybe it's not necessarily for storming the field, but you know, to light it because there's already a system like
it might
that
be an
exists.
option.
But I would love it. Like a system like that exists. You know, it exists in the way that the commentators call the plays, right? Like that is based off.
They're not keeping them off the field tonight, Tony. Like
you know what I mean? Yeah, like the game understands situationally. It understands that kind of pressure because again, it determines what the commentators say at what point in the game. And I know they saw like this one has the most in-depth like kind of dialogue system for the commentator. So it's just like this would. I don't think any game has it. This would certainly be the game that's going to introduce that feature of like people storming the field. You know, that's all we can really. That's all I'm really going to let myself take from this. Like they understand
Yeah,
what people
because they didn't
love.
show
Like,
too much gameplay. They really
yeah,
didn't
and I
show us
don't think
too
they
much
did. It makes me a
gameplay.
little nervous because like the game comes out in like a couple months, and but again, the gameplay is the gameplay. Like, I'm not too nervous. It's like that is what
So
it is. You know what I mean? But I'm not. But
this
I'm
is
like
my
that. Though when
thing.
games are in a couple of months, I like the actual footage. But it's football. It's like you said. I don't. At the same time, I don't need. I would like it because it makes me feel better, but I don't need big, heavy, impactful. This is how this is going to work gameplay. If they're going to tell you, if they're going to tell us basically what you want, take it back to the basics. Just let us play football. There is
Yeah,
no X factor. There is no additional abilities that you can kind of train up in a really odd way. There isn't anything super dynamic that you have to build a new system for. I would hope the game is running on an improved engine just so it'll move correctly.
yeah.
But if they just say, hey, we've stripped it down, there's no X factors, there's no this, there's no that. This is a game of football. You hit X to hike it, you hit who you want to throw it to. It is what it is from there. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm
Hey,
fine with
yeah,
more people
and
having
so
a
I
higher
do like the idea of
resources
like
and stuff.
someone getting hot in the game,
Yeah, no, that's cool because
So like
that's real. Like, I
they get
want
a little
something that's like
stat boost
real.
in the game or something like that. I don't mind that. I'm just
I
saying
don't want
like I
like the
just
big
don't
red X under him, and it's just like if you hit any button running a straight line, you'll destroy,
a
you'll end the season for every defender. It's
one-on-one
like I don't, I
coverage
don't.
no matter what they're doing. You're draped on
Yeah.
top of you and your legs broken. You will catch the one-on-one. Like come on, like. But again, so they didn't show us too much gameplay. But again, like you said, it's football, and I
If they're
wasn't looking
going
for
back to
that.
basics,
I
I'm
want
fine.
you
Again, I do
to.
have my issues with it, but if they go back to basics, I don't care.
But also,
Things,
you already know that you got people itching to see what this game looks like.
but I'm
Like
one of
if it
those
comes out
people,
in
but
a month, why give
I'm
them
trying
that?
to control
Why
myself.
not just go? Why not really? Like at this point, you might as well hone in and not show them anything. They showed us like a juke in there. They showed us like a juke and like a guy from Appalachian State running
They're
somebody
really,
over.
really, they're kind of slow and stiff and ugly. But again, this is very pre-rendered. I'm not. The
It
games
could have been
always
14. Could have been 14. You know,
the games
they said,
always
"Hey,
play
look,
a little
you've seen this
faster than
before."
these trailers do, so I try not to get too bogged down by it. Um,
Yeah,
and I do think some of our issues with the way that the Madden system, like the just kind of the overall like dynamic system that it runs into problems that kind of affect the performance because of a lot of that X factor stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you're playing Madden with some of that stripped away, it flows a little bit better. But the game has to do so many things to compensate for the animations and the X factor stuff. So that does make it not that it's too much. You know what I mean? Like to boost whatever the X factor is, it just makes the people around you play kind of worse, and that makes the game look a lot worse. So if this game like strips back all that kind of stuff, like you said, and we were to get a similar engine, I would still have problems with it because you'd be like, you haven't made one of these in 11 years. I would have hoped that the engine, we got some kind of jump just because, like you said, they know what we don't like about Madden. It'd be nice for this to be the game that they fix it,
get it right.
especially because they can cut out a lot of the bulls. They can cut out a lot of the BS. They can cut out a lot of the extra stuff. They can just say, it's just football. It's just hike the ball, you run it, hike the ball, pass it, hike the ball, do whatever you want. Let's just make this run as smooth as possible when you're doing that. We don't have to worry about all the other things stacking onto what every player can do in any specific play, in any specific
Hey,
scenario. You know what I mean? If he's open, he's open.
yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? So
One
I'm
thing that I've always
interested to
respected
see
about.
what that's like.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you good. I was getting that. I was finished
One thing I've always respected about 2K. Everybody over there got to take.
myself.
Everybody got to take. Hey, bro. Every single player on that roster can get take. Any of them boys can get hot and start shooting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anybody on that team, or whatever their take is, So that's that's kind of what I'm looking for. Anyone can get hot. Anybody, any given day, bro. In college, bro, we ran a 3 running back system, and all 3 of them boys was in the league. So like, why it could be anybody any given night in college football. So that's what I'm looking for when it comes to gameplay. Like, hey, that's where you need to throw your boosters and your bonuses in on stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be on a hot streak like for like a Heisman type of thing? Yes, of course. But like that's what I'm looking for. Not like, oh, every single game, no matter what. If this guy gets 150 yards, he's going to light up on fire and go crazy. Like that's I don't take NFL streets out of Madden. Make NFL Street
Yeah.
if that's what you want.
Yeah.
In reality, take NFL Street out of
Make
Madden
NFL Street.
and make NFL Street. Because
And
then
that's
I'll be
cool because
happy with it
people
because
gonna
I
like
expect
it.
it. That's what people will buy it. People
Yeah,
go get
people
that
want
for
that.
real. Oh, but They got me. I was gonna buy it a long time ago. I pre-ordered it before it had a release date. I was one of those guys, which is crazy to me because I was just like, man, if they don't release this game, I want in on that lawsuit. I pre-ordered a game that didn't come out, man. I need to get in on that just to make.
Give me my $70 back. I don't know. I'm gonna read up on it to see what additional features and modes are coming to this one. Obviously, I'm hoping that a lot of the best stuff is returning. The big game modes are coming back. I think there's like a couple new things that are in there. Because again, this trailer truly was just like not proof of concept, but this is just trailer like, oh, we for real making this and releasing about it. Like this is even if it was just rendered in Madden and they just changed some of the jerseys, that jersey said like Ewers on it, that said Ewers on that. That means like this game.
You gotta change 6 of them for Oregon, man. As long as you did it 6 times for Oregon. Hey man, be consistent with it. Make it realistic.
The game is coming out. So if this was just a thing to show us like, hey, it's real. We've got it running in an engine one way or another. Here are all, not all the schools, but here are, this just certainly seemed like it was proof that this is really, really happening. You know what I mean? Because again, we know why they stopped making them for a while, and we could just certainly feel what it was like having the gaming industry and the sports gaming industry and sports in general without that game. So to just see pregame ceremonies and to just see all the different colleges like playing fucking EA Sports, NCAA football is like that's gonna sell out. That's just blowing everybody away. It's like even if the gameplay ends up being a little stiff and stale, I think that they've captured the thing that people, because people still buy Madden every year, and like you know what I mean. They've captured what people want out of this more than anything. I will say my only thing close to like a critique of that idea that I've seen people say we never bought NCAA for the gameplay. It was always about that. That was cool because that was back in the time when the gameplay was at least fine. Like it was, you could get away with.
But also, we were children. We were children.
Also, that too, yeah. Like
we were okay with going and playing on freshman mode and winning by 75 points.
Yeah,
that was
like
fun.
Now that you're older, you have like a more complex understanding of like not gameplay, like you work in the industry, but you played more games. You know what is good and bad gameplay, and we've seen the way that it's kind of stalled off. I won't give it a pass and be like, I never cared about gameplay. Well, I didn't have to back then because it was always fine. So that's like my only reservation. But other than that, they sold me on what me and you both wanted to see. Show us that you understand.
Are you really that the stuff is different everywhere?
Yeah.
Different places do different things, and that's why you wanted that year. So we're like, it made sense. We're like, you know what? This is a lot of stuff to try to do in one summer.
Because some of that stuff is new. Some teams have rose to prominence that maybe weren't at the time. Like the way that
some teams are now D1 schools that weren't a year ago. So
it's like the celebration is just like the overall culture in some of these places is like different than it was the last time one of these came out. So it is. I'm not too mad about them taking an extra year to fill that stuff in. It'll probably still have its limitation, or you're not going to get a 5-minute pregame for everything. But we know the biggest things that these schools do that we want to see. You, like you said, you want to see the flyovers. You want to see people.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to go into Death Valley and hear what they say on third down. I'm trying to hear the fans on.
No, yeah, I want to hear that stuff. Yeah, not that. I mean, like the pregame stuff. Yeah, they definitely need to have all that kind of stuff. Like it.
I'm trying to see what happened when they play neck. What happens when they play neck? What do the fans do, Kris? That's what I'm looking for.
We gonna find out. Yeah, I'm like you. Like I want to be forced to call a timeout. Like I want it to be rattling my head. Like I don't need it to be the Madden like squiggly lines on my play that really bother me. Like I want the game.
This is what they at first as well, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want it to just be that. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be.
I want like literally like you can't like there. So this is my thing. I don't want it to be so unfair that it breaks the game. But there are times
just have a bigger school. Yeah, I don't want that to be the thing. Like
there are times where you're literally hut and you cannot hear. Mm-hmm. Like there are colleges that have to like go off of a count of like it gets so loud like the center turns his head left. Mm-hmm. Everyone watches the line, and when them boys go, everyone else goes. That's how it gets sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so like I get it, like that's a hard thing to incorporate, but like I want it to be like, it's this I don't want your X button to stop working. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, right.
But if it's 20 seconds on the clock, you called HUD, and I don't want it to work the first time. Anything under 15 seconds, you shouldn't be able to mess with. But like hit 20 seconds, you try to call it HUD in the beginning of that third down, and we got everything roaring. No, you can't. You just can't do it. And just like the cowbells can't go when they touch the ball, that's what I want. I want cowbells until the center touches the ball at Mississippi State, because that's how it works.
Yeah, it's just, like, that is something that I'm interested to see what they're able to do. Because again, the gaming industry and just like what we have as technology has advanced enough to where they may have a system in there like that you and I just can't sit here and think of like in our actual reveal. So like I am excited to see that.
That could be a thing that
like
you could. That could be an adjustment right there. Yeah, that could be one of the things. Like during the week, you could have practiced like hostile environments. Like the whole week you practice on silent snap counts, and that's what you've been doing all week. So like during the game, like that was your thing. It doesn't matter how loud it was. You knew you were going into Death Valley on a Saturday night. You knew the fans were going to be there. You knew it was going to be loud. So the whole week on the game plan, we're going to practice a silent snap count because we're not going to be able to hear each other anyways.
I had an idea of something that would be cool, but it's not universal. If you're on PlayStation 5, the adaptive triggers, but of course it doesn't have those things mapped out to the X one. But what if you get in that scenario and it says you can't hike with X, you have to hike with the R2 button, and when you try to do it, the adaptive trigger like makes it a little bit harder to press it. Only reason it's not fair is it's like it probably changed the game too much, and Xbox doesn't have that. But but there are other things
that's tough. That sucks for Xbox users, doesn't it? That sucks, doesn't it?
If that's like a thing that they just feel like it's a PlayStation exclusive feature, then I'm turning that shit on as soon as I take the game out of the package.
That's because I want it. Because I was like, dang, I'm definitely not turning, at least not for the first part, because I want this. I want to enjoy the fact that I can do this. They can't. But then at that point, Sony stepping up the game, saying, "Hey, we went and talked to them. We made this happen."
There are things like that already, like some differences across the console. But I'm like, I wonder if that one is too.
No, definitely.
It's too impactful. You know what I mean? Like,
that makes the game so different. That makes it so different.
It would be cool though. But again, there are other things that have changed in the way that controllers work and the way that games play that I'm sure they have. Just like the thing to know the momentum meter, right? To know when to have people storm the field. There's so many like things in gaming that exist now that are more complex in less big budget games. I'm just like, if we never see a momentum type thing in any of these games, I would feel not disrespected, but I'm like, oh, y'all didn't really care. Like it would be so easy, not easy, but you know what I mean? It's so possible to include something like that. And it's like such a small detail. I don't know why I can't talk. It's such a small detail. It's just people rushing the field. But it's like you said, that's the environment. That's what we want out of this. That's the feeling. That's what separates this from the NFL. That's just going to separate this game from Madden.
I need you to have a fan throwing beers into the crowd. I mean,
we need the obstruction, the delay of games.
I need
objects on the field.
Yeah, for real. I want the band to get fined if we keep playing songs that cause the fans to go a little bit more chaotic than they should. That's what I'm looking for. So my thing is, I want to be able to be suspended. I want my player to. So like, if we're going into like the road to glory, I want to be able to lose eligibility.
You're doing too much. They'll make you fucking do schoolwork.
No, you did. So this is my thing though. Like. But this is my thing though. Like that was a thing. Like we've taken IQ tests in games before, and I passed them when I was little, so I'm fine now. So like, if we're not educating kids enough to pass these little tests, these little IQ tests that are on Madden, then we got bigger issues.
Yeah, take his game away.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like we've answered the questions on games before, so like I'm okay with that. I want to have to stay eligible. Like I want to like make this game college football. I don't want to talk to actually have to go talk to the administration counselor for athletics. I don't want to really go do that, but I want it to be like an option, like go talk to counselor and then you click X and then it's done. Like you got to check it off the list,
Maybe like once or twice, maybe like 3 times a season you have to take some little test, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
do so, and it's basically just IQ related, but it makes you feel like you're doing something.
Or hear me out. Make it about football. We have football tests. And so like that's all the time. You're running back. You guess you've been learning the plays. Da, 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 da. What do you do on this play? It's gonna so you finish it or something like that. These are in golf like my favorite plays that I already run. So like I know them. I run these all the time. So like, what do you do on this play? What do you do on this play? We're installing this week. Test me on that stuff. And if I really know it, I get a boost on when we run that play because I was really locked in and studied on that play.
Right.
No, for real. I mean, that's things
No,
that you can
I agree. Yeah,
incorporate.
that would be something cool, and that's like a cool way to add maybe those boosts in there, like a rewarding way to give them that's not super cheap because it's easy to not get. Like it has things
It
in
only
it
lasts
that
for a week anyways. Like,
yeah, and you just get it for 1 week, and it's like, and you have to get a question right. It's not just like you get the boost by doing something specific in game, which I know is what a lot of people probably want, but I think it would be cool to like make the off the field stuff have
yeah.
some kind of effect. Like it would be cool to incorporate both sides.
You stayed out partying too late. You look at that. You got to deal with the consequences of
Yeah,
your actions.
overall's gone down 10 points.
Now you're a little slug. Your awareness is not up today, dog. It's not up. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. They got my money already, so we're gonna find out.
He said already. You just watched the reveal trailer just to you like an investor. You just
Well,
need
like
to
I
prove
said,
a concept.
I
I know
pre-ordered
you already
it.
pre-ordered, but there has to be like a funny experience to already pre-order, like in watching the reveal. Like it's just a proof of concept to you. They already got your money. It's just
They already got my money, so it didn't matter.
You
This
knocked
could
on
have
the door and you're
sucked.
like, "Hey, show me something. Show me something."
This could have been the worst trailer ever. I'd be like, dang, I don't like this at all. But yeah, they already got my money, so we're gonna find out. We gonna figure it out. But all right, man,
I'm excited for. I'm excited for the look that they gave us. Again, like I'm trying to reserve some additional judgments, but for what we got, they captured. I hopefully feel like they captured the sense of college football, and that might be more important than anything else here.
Yeah. But yeah, man, look, hey, I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it to happen. I appreciate you, Kris. Hey,
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on and talking about it.
let's make the first one. You pick an experience, I pick an experience. We go look at the experiences first. We just kind of load in, do the experience, and then we go play one. We two experiences, and then we go play a game, and then we talk about it, how we like this game. That's gonna be
okay.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
video on this.
Yeah. We're gonna get two good college experiences. We're gonna figure out who's doing it for real. We're gonna play a game, and we're gonna then come back and be like, hey, how much has our opinion changed? Did they do what we wanted them to do? And what that update need to look like.
I'm gonna let y'all know if they treat Mascot mashup right. I'm a Mascot.
Oh yeah, because I can't wait to juke to the left with a flip and juke to the right with a flip. Oh my god, I used to love that. It's the small things for real that we appreciate it though. We appreciated that.
It's great. The juke and the flip, it's like it's super silly, but it's like you
They
enjoy
gonna make
having mode.
and don't make them fumble now. Don't do that. They don't. Everyone is juking, flipping left and right. Don't make them fumble because they got hit while juking, flipping right. Because we could not do that. So like, make that the same way. I was never a thing.
It's a goofy game mode. Like I should be able like, don't make it super realistic. Like, oh well, you were in the air and you got hit. It's like I'm also a giant alligator.
I'm also a freaking elephant with a head on.
Let's be serious.
I am a tree. Like I actually don't have arms. So
yeah, let's be a little unserious. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, no, for real. That's actually let's be serious, but like unserious, man.
Come on, let's unseriously be serious. Yeah. Let's lock out a little bit.
Lock out, but lock it while locking in. Pay attention to what you're doing, but let's relax.
Yeah, pay attention, but not too much.
Slow down, slow your roll. But okay, yeah. All right, y'all, man. We're gonna do something special for y'all as soon as this game comes out. We can't wait to actually see it and play it. But in the meantime, in between time, stay problematic. We out.